Hey guys, you remember the old N14 that had all the wiring problems? Well, Tom from Kenworth got me an ECM for it. I didn't know that Weller was doing these. Pretty cool. They got a I think they just printed it off Cummins quick service what they did, but it's pretty cool still though. They give you a Cummins select wiring diagram. Pretty neat. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna keep that. There's the ECM. I'm gonna get this other one out here. It took a little bit to get her going this morning. I left it outside, getting it out of the way. So I got over there with my pickup. I just sat there and jumper cables and finally got it going. It's been sitting there for a week waiting for the ECM, and oh, it was like, I don't know, the external temperature, you know, on my pickup said 5 degrees, so it was plenty cold for it. It didn't want to start, so it was dragging pretty hard. Alright, so let's unbolt this thing and see if we can get this old girl going again, huh? We'll have to plug it in. It should be pre-programmed. I didn't have any of the NCAL files for this old one. I couldn't find any old NCAL files for the N14. There's 3 ECM plugs we'll have to undo. I gotta go out and look at that Challenger. I looked at it a little bit the other day, the remotes. Those guys called me and they said, well, hey, while you got that thing torn down, fix those remotes. I think I can diagnose them, but I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with them because I'll have to show you when we get out there. There's another fine example of taking something that was so simplified and they made it over complex. So those Husco valves on those remotes have what they call controllers for each valve. And there's a module that plugs into the bottom of each block that basically plugs into both the retract and extend solenoid on those. And they're a smart device. They run off the CAN network. So when I was out there the other day, I could tell those guys had already been messing with it, because when you ran number 1 switch, it was running a different valve. So what I'm telling you is, on those particular trying to explain this. So let's just say that you got the harness there and you've got 5, which that one does, it has 5 remotes on it. If you switch that over to a, say, you want to switch that little module over to number 5, it doesn't matter if you switch that to number 5, you still have to run number 1 switch, because that's what it's programmed to. Hopefully that makes sense. So they've been swapping them around, trying to figure stuff out. I think they got confused because they didn't understand how those worked. Dang it, there goes my socket. Damn, I dropped it again. Good grief, man, I am all fingers this morning. Then I got a zip tie sticking out there that can poke me in the eye every damn time. I got that John Deere backhoe, that 210C. I got it done here the other day. Nice to get this thing going again. I think I still got that manifold pressure sensor unplugged too. Got to plug it back in. Saying those guys fried this ECM. This ECM is not very old. It's only been in there for 4 or 5 years maybe. I was saying, it's absolutely remarkable how much damage has been done to this old truck in that time frame between the last time. I put a cam in this thing years ago too. Okay, one more ECM plug. Cams, I don't remember what the deal was. They said it was making noise or something. I just pulled the cam followers off the side. That's what I did, and I noticed that the cam followers are flaking. So I got all brand new cam followers and gaskets. And these are the same way, guys. These have different thickness, just like the big cams. These N14s were basically big cam 400s, and they just made them electronic. That's what they did. And there were some changes that were made as well. Some of the industrial N14s had STC valves on them. ECM plug. It's kind of funny how many N14s I've had a potato truck there, cab over potato truck that I put an ECM in. And I actually had one of my other customers that junked a old Ford L9000 down south that had a N14 in it. And I called him and said, "Do you want to sell that ECM out of there?" He goes, "Yep." I went down there and bought the ECM from him for $500. Ran it all year. Okay. Now I'm gonna unbolt it. It should be 566 if I remember correctly. Some bitch ever catches on fire, boy. And those guys got pressure washers and all the fancy steam cleaners and all kinds of shit over there. And they can't even wash the damn engine off. It's just unbelievable how these guys take care of stuff. They just don't give a shit, I guess. What do you do when they just don't care? Now the magnet on the light just stuck the bolt and it just pulled off there onto it, and there goes the light. Ah! Because I can't even see them. There it is. I am just dropping everything today. Some of these had 6 bolts holding them down, some of them had. Some of them had some bolts in the middle too. I don't think I see any more. Something seems like it's still holding it though. Still one right here, right in the middle. Yeah, she's coming loose now, okay. Get off of there. Pain in the ass. Okay, there's the old ECM off of it. Of course, there's going to be a core. Yeah, nice old greasy ECM. Before we even do that, get over here in the light. Part number 3619037RX. Different part number. Got the engine serial number right there though. This one don't have the engine serial number on it. Hopefully it works, huh? Well, I'm gonna bolt this one on and we'll see here in a minute what happens. Okay, so I still have this 433 code, which is the manifold pressure sensor code, so we still need to address that. Let's start it and see if it starts shutting down like it was before. Good. Oh shit, I about dropped my coffee. I'm gonna run for a while, then I'm gonna diagnose that 433 code and see, hopefully don't start shutting down again. It sure starts a lot easier than it did with this new ECM in there. That other one I had to crank and crank and crank to get it to start with that other ECM in there. I'm gonna stand by the heater a while and drink my coffee. Alright guys, so I had the manifold pressure sensor is bad. I had an old sensor in my toolbox. I don't even know what it came out of, but it's a 3-wire pressure sensor. And I had 5-volt reference, I had signal return, and I had signal. I jumped from the 5-volt to the signal and it through a code, so that gave me the proper ECM response. And as you can see now, let's go ahead and start it. I have no codes in the ECM. So let's fire it up. Where, oh, what the hell's going on here? No check engine light, not yet anyway. Girl, that's all she needs is just a little love and she'll run. somebody that actually knows what in the hell they're doing. Yeah, that's good. No check engine light. I can make these old N14s run. Sounds good. Fan don't ever shut off. This whole thing here, I'm not worried about that. New lease on life, you old girl, if we can keep you alive. Well, Monday I'll have to get a pressure sensor ordered for it, and that'll be the end of this one. So, all right, I'm gonna go do something different now.